Well, to clarify, we're gonna have about a 30-minute break in between the Minecraft stream and Brussels sprout death. This will be, we'll end this one at about 4:30-ish local time. In order to set up, prep, blah, 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 for the stream, the Brussels sprout stream, a little after 5. Obviously, right now I'm at the computer, and I need to take the stream offline to bring it back online on my phone. Can confirm, Link, you were the first one here. Link, Gareth Lore, Emily, Bradley, X, Kelly, Gareth Lore for Poppy, Sunny Shadows, Eyebrows, Blubbergum. So many shoutouts. Thanks for being here at the top of the stream, guys. Emily says, I've been waiting for this stream all week. I have been dreading this stream all week. I don't want it. No, not even a little bit. I just, please, save me from this certain end. I do think it's interesting. I do think it's very interesting. I wonder if I could get my dad to join the stream. I'm gonna text my dad real quick. I'm gonna be like, Bradley with a gifted sub to Link. Dude, you're a legend. I'm gonna text my dad. I'm gonna be like, hey dad. Hey dad. Some of my friends and viewers have convinced me to try Brussels sprouts for the first time since we live at some address. Here, I'll just say for the first time in like 12 years. Okay, that'll be good enough. It's gonna be live streamed tonight at 5-ish. We'll say 5:30-ish. If you wanted to stop by or call, I'll let him call. That seems reasonable. If you wanted to, maybe I shouldn't say stop by because this is a different generation. Because you could stop by a stream, but to him, he might think that means to stop by the house, and that's, you know, we live like an hour and a half apart. Hang on. If you wanted to visit the stream, visit still seems weird. How would you word this to a generation that doesn't understand what Twitch is?
Great heroes can be found even here. In the mud
already,
and
ow!
rain.
Tier 2, 33 freaking months. Yeah, I just realized that I was looking at my phone. I'm sorry, the music was too loud. And this song, I don't even like this song. We're gonna skip it. But The music's better. Yo, how tall do you think Ariana Grande is, man? Bradley with a hydrate. Cute enough, or wait, no. Damn, I messed it up. How tall? Tall enough to slide into my DMs. Thanks. I appreciate the pity laugh. I don't know, man. Like 5'2"? I don't know why that's a question. Does it matter? Okay, hang on. It's gonna be live streamed tonight at 5:30-ish. If you wanted to watch online, maybe you could join chat and share some anecdotes about how much I hated Brussels sprouts as a kid. Okay. The text has been sent. Hey Dad, some of my fans and friends have convinced me to try Brussels sprouts for the first time in like 12 years. It's gonna be live streamed tonight at 5:30-ish if you wanted to watch online. Maybe you could join chat and share some anecdotes of about how much I hated Brussels sprouts as a kid. We'll throw in an LOL at the end. And it's sent away. And my other dad just texted me saying, call me when you can. Well, I think I know what that one is. I have two dads, chat room. Two dads. We've been over this. Do you like chocolate chip cookies, man? They aight. They aight. Two dads, two dads. Two dads and three moms. Not even joking. Okay. Short story. Parents got a divorce when I was a kid. Mom remarried, dad remarried. Therefore, two moms, two dads. Mom and stepdad were in a throuple. So, therefore, with another woman. Therefore, three moms, two dads. Got it? Easy. How many siblings? 4. I'm the eldest by quite a bit. Dude, that sucks, Sonny. Okay, so I want to distract myself with some Minecraft before Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat room. I don't even care. So as I sent off the text to Dad 1, Dad, well, it doesn't even matter what you call them. The Brussels sprouts dad. That's what we can call them. As I sent off the text to my Brussels sprout dad, my other dad texted me and said to call him when I could. I have a feeling I know what this call is. End the stream and I think I actually need to make this call. I'm just gonna say it. It fucking sucks. It's a fact of life. I'm pretty sure my grandpa just died. But I'm gonna double check before making any assumptions. So I'm gonna call my dad real quick. And of course I'm going on mute.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
All right. I hit a button. He just wanted to talk computer parts. That's it. That's all he wanted to talk about. And I couldn't get him to stop talking about computer parts long enough to come back to the stream. And I was like, Dad. And then I'm like, hey, Dad, actually, I thought that there was an emergency. And so I'm streaming right now. And can I just call you back later? I thought there was an emergency. And then he started to describe to me the conditionals of how he would call if it were an emergency, which I guess is an important conversation to have, but it's not something that I need to have right now. Calling pattern? Yeah, this is what his calling pattern is. So he was like, oh God, he's just lonely. It's just, he's a social butterfly and he wants to be able to get out and go do things, and he's really upset that he can't because of COVID. Nims, what storage room is next to you? This one? This one? We built this one last stream. This is our tree farm storage system. So whatever we produce out of the tree farm, which is just behind this wall, would get automatically sorted and placed into these chests. Also, chat room, I made some pizza rolls right before the stream started, and I have a big old bowl of pizza rolls right next to me, and they're delicious. No. It can't make red wool. That's to represent apples. It doesn't make leaves. That's to represent saplings. So, oak leaf, spruce leaf, jungle leaf represents their individual sapling types. And then the red wool, you turd nugget, is apples. Item frames, we're trying to move away from entities because we're creating a lot of lag in this world. You can see that my TPS is pretty bad, my FPS is pretty rough. I just need to fix some lag problems, and item frames are not good for that. What was the black wool? It's charcoal, actually. So the charcoal is created, how do we even describe how this works? Okay. Once each one of these chests are full of their individual, oh yeah, and then the planks represent sticks. Once they're full of their individual log types, we have an overflow that takes all of the logs and runs them into a, I don't know, charcoal factory little thing right here, runs them through a furnace, which is a self-filling furnace, which is why we have, a charcoal there and charcoal here. Which is getting pulled out of that double chest, which we can't really see. So that way the overflow logs are automatically converted into coal, charcoal specifically. And then because we need it to be charcoal only, the saplings, the apples, the sticks are all run into, basically just deposited into cactus. So that way they get destroyed and we don't have to worry about their items gumming up the log farm. Yeah, being able to turn off the farms you don't need would help, specifically the ones that spawn entities. No, I refuse. This world just everything needs to be running simultaneously. I just need to make it so efficient that there's no lag. And we also updated this room as well. We got rid of the item frames here. This one's not so clean. So this is representative of the gunpowder. Glowstone is glowstone. Redstone is redstone. Honey is honey. This teal concrete is ender pearls. The white glass is our glass bottles. This is supposed to be rotten flesh. We're still working on that one. I'm not a fan of that. Wool, that's clearly string. And then this is a nether wart block, which is representative of the spider eyes. I feel like that one's pretty good. When's the Brussels sprout stream? Basically 5 o'clock. So right now it's 2:41. So in about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. So something that I would like to do today is kind of on the back of what we did yesterday. We took we added in cactus to destroy the overflow iron that is produced by our iron golem farm, our iron farm. I would like to recreate this on all of our other storage silos. Are you a creeper? Because you make my heart explode? Oh, that sounds like a adorable Valentine's Day card. I guess we need cactuses first. Also, I'm trying to finish off these damn pizza rolls. I guess we just punch out the bottoms. That would be easier, wouldn't it? And then we'll just replace them in a moment. Hello? You know, I can't find no Brussels sprouts out here on the road, and I have a hankering for some since y'all have been talking about some for the past few days. It's because they're disgusting. And somehow chat room tricked me into eating some, which will happen. That's why I'm loading up on... How does this work? Does it just drop it straight in there? Because, like, look at this. I guarantee there's a bunch of... Yeah. There's 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks. 3 stacks and a little bit more of melons that are just chilling on top of that hopper. That's clearly a problem. Tricked, it's called bribery. A cursed ZGS with a hydrate. I like this water bottle so much. Hey, nice to watch again. Good progress. When's the last time you turned into the stream? You know what can solve that? An off switch? But I don't think that you can actually on-off switch melon pumpkin farms. Yeah, basically $200, you know, to eat like 8 Brussels sprouts is where I think we're at. That's why I'm eating pizza rolls, so that way I remember what something that tastes good. Keep all the pistons extended with a pizza roll in my mouth. I can't power them because of the rail that's going over top of them. I just don't think it's possible. So how do we do this? I guarantee that there's like... You see, there's the problem! Do you see this? Wow. It was like, we were up to like 6 point something, and I was just like, we'll just round it up and call it 8. I'm not trying to, I feel real guilty when it comes to like monetary stuff.
Sleep.
That was basically another 3 stacks. Finish my pizza rolls. That's going to be, that's probably what I'm going to be throwing up earlier or later. Hopper minecarts are super laggy, and I want to try to avoid them whenever possible. I wouldn't be surprised if Hopper minecarts were more laggy than the items themselves. I really want to use sand, or, well, like a cactus. Oh, here they come.
Sleep.
Make a nice road to a food bank. Just want to be honest. Well, I appreciate your honesty. I'm gonna throw out my bow. Ooh. Well, they're always left aligned. That's the first thing that I notice. I didn't mean to throw it that far. I just clean over the base. Good job. MD Sky with a hydrate. Whoosh. This new water bottle makes a sucking noise every time I open it. Did you hear it go? Let me do it again. You could make the left block a honey block, and underneath it the honey block a cactus? Because this is a problem. I think that we can take all of that out. So here's what I'm thinking. We'll put there. No, it can't be like that.
Hello, America.
There's no clean spots to teleport to. So this is what I'm thinking, is we have this little gap right there. Maybe we could drop down in that gap. Like, what's even happening here? Well, that's just definitely not gonna work. I'm an idiot. Okay, what happens? I don't know if those... Some of them are going over, some of them are going in. Well, here's what I think our solution is. Do I need... Find me something I don't need in my inventory. Item frames. We're just done with those. We're not using item frames anymore. Did I miss Brussels sprouts? No, that's in here. Here. Is there a way to put a timer? I can see how to do, like, text. Add text. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Is that... No, that's too big. Is that good? Wait, that's too big again. Is that enough information that it's not like dominating the stream? You're good. Perfect, but change the color to black. Properties, color, select color, black. Maybe it should be white with black bordering. That's the appears on everything combo. Outline in black. Outline size about there. Yeah, there you go. That's how we can see it. It's almost like... Okay. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Here's how I think we fix this. Let's go... Big oof for European and Asian country. I mean, there's only so much I could do, right? Candy Rabbits is gonna be there helping, which is girlfriend, and she gets off work at 5, so trying to give her time to be a human being, to... Oh, gross. Don't go into my inventory. Okay, so then give me a new water bottle. Or water bucket. Let me check out my last message. Just repaste it. I'm not scrolling up. She no longer works from home? Oh, she works from home. But she still has to keep very strict hours. Like her hours are still traditional 9 to 5. Put lava under the last packed ice. Put a sign above the hopper. I lost where I was. Oh, it's over here. Put lava under the last packed ice. Put a sign above the hopper. Use a comparator to tell when the silo is full. Once the silo is full, move the packed ice out of the way. That would require a piston? No, because that requires then a piston moving. I think that this will work just the same, but be redstone-less. Because here's what I'm hoping. I think you can see what I'm going for here. So the iron bars will create... Oh God, no, I fell. The iron bars will create like a tiny little hole that the items can get through. And then they'll fall down, and they'll fall straight because all of their momentum will be lost because it'll run into the iron bars, which means that they'll prioritize falling into the hopper. And then when the hopper is full, they should just slide forward into the... And that's exactly what we're seeing. I think we got it. I think that this is just a pure logic way of doing it. No redstone. No. And now that this is full... I think that we did that perfect. Wow! I don't think that could have been much better. Sunny Shadow with the hydrate. I like how it rings. Okay. So I've got a little bit of cleanup to do. Okay. I don't have any scaffolding on me. I'm disappointed in myself. So then I repeat that onto the other side. Yeah, repeat this onto the other side. So let's get this filled in. Wait, what about... Wait. Oh, I guess I see what I was doing. Okay. I think that works, I mean, a lot better than I really expected it to, if I'm honest. And what? All it was is we added, let's see how cleanly we can add this onto the end. Yeah, dude, I can already see it. Look at that. You can see the pumpkins clipping through the edge there. So it would be there. Into that. And then into a cactus right here. Another water bucket, which we just don't have. Does math hurts my brain? I don't even think it's that hard to math. Is it math? It's just logic. It's just how to move items through a water stream. Speaking of time, hey Nims, what do you think of daylight savings time? Do you think we should keep it or do away with it? We should do away with it. It's the dumbest thing ever. Origins of daylight savings time. According to Google, daylight savings time is established to save electricity during World War I. According to Google, which is actually according to Wikipedia. Does it save energy? We're at war, blah, blah, blah. I hate it. It's the worst. It makes me mad. It's an antiquated system that needs to be done away with, especially as we move into renewables. I say we just get rid of time zones. That's not the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. There's no reason that I need to be awake. Like, me being awake at 9 a.m. and then having an 18-hour day or whatever, a 16-hour day that begins at 9 a.m. and ends at, 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. or whatever. That's completely arbitrary. What are those numbers? Wouldn't it make way more sense to start my day at 0 and then to say that 16 is where my day should end, and then I should rest from 16 to 24, and then 24 is also 0, and then 0 starts my day again? That would make way more sense. But daytime saves power and provides vitamin D. Oh, I'm not saying that we do. No. That was just a particle effect. No, you would still wake up at the same comparable time. You would just call it something different that's standardized across the entire world. That way nobody's trying to fight with each other on what time it is. No, I'm in CS2. Wait, no, I'm in EST. Wait, no, is it daylight savings time? Wait, no, is it... Wait, I'm in Oceanic. I'm in... No. All of your times would still be exactly the same. They would just be called something else. Like right now, I'm, you know, CST is like +5, +6, depending on the time of the year. I think. And so instead of me waking up at 9 and then working a 9 to 5, I would wake up at 14 and work a 14 to 22. Which is a totally arbitrary set of numbers, right? Isn't that what universal? I mean, yes, but we should all just use that instead of our local time zones. If we're getting rid of, this is the last hill I would ever die on, but here we go. If we're getting rid of daylight savings time, then let's just get rid of time zones at the same time. Boom. There's my hot take. As provided by... Who was that? X Kelly that said that? I agree. On the other side, I took... kind of awkward spacing, if we're being honest. Prevent the cactus from growing, of course. Glad to have a vote in my corner. I'm down. It's totally arbitrary anyway. Let's do it. It would also be way easier to... That makes way more sense in a global economy as well. Or like just a, not even economy, but just a global society. Because I don't have to say, hey, I'm posting, look at the lower corner of my stream. The lower left, right? It says stream at 5 CST. Instead, I could just be like stream at 1700. Right? And everyone on the face of the planet knows exactly when 1700 is. In this proposed system. But if I say 5 CST, then we all have to do math. It's like, okay, shit. I'm plus 12, and this guy is plus 5. So what is that? Okay, but wait, is it today or is it tomorrow? Does it cross? Nah, no math. Most people I know don't know how to use 24-hour time. I mean, 24-hour time, it would be super easy to convert everybody over to. Converting time zones is actually tough. PSA, how to read 24-hour time. Subtract 12. Or add 12. Sierra Longy. How's it going? The USA can't even convert to meters. Don't try to convert the entire world to a new time system. I said before, this is not the hill that I die on. I'll still die on Fahrenheit's better for measuring human temperatures than Celsius is. Even though it's a totally arbitrary system that was just made up completely arbitrarily by some dude making some random concoction of like salty water, which was just, and it wasn't scientific at all, it's still a better analog for the human experience than Celsius is. For the everyman. And if you're gonna be like, well, Celsius is when water boils, therefore it's more scientific. Nobody in science uses Celsius, they all use Kelvin. Get off your high horse. I think Celsius is better overall, it's just not used in the US, so I can't use it. Nah, Fahrenheit's better. Them's jumping around while talking is basically fidgeting while talking on the phone. Pretty much. I was thinking about, we have the... I think I also need to introduce a overflow protection here. Because isn't it possible? It might be, but it might also not be possible for these to overflow. It's only possible to overflow if I do something. That probably means that it's possible then. So this one's gonna be a lot more difficult. Well, this one's not even full yet. But should we still put some sort of overflow system on it? This one is full? No, it's not. It's getting close. Whenever stuff enters, does it enter with an angle? There's a chance that it just floats right over it. Right now, 9 a.m. equals morning everywhere. If everyone has the same time, 9 equals... Yes, but who determined that 9 a.m. means morning? Couldn't it make just as much sense for 0 to mean morning? Couldn't it make just as much sense for 17 to mean morning? Couldn't it the fact that 9 a.m. refers to morning time is completely arbitrary. So if we understand that 9 a.m. meaning morning time is arbitrary, then you could assign any other arbitrary number to represent morning. And then as soon as we understand that we can represent morning by any arbitrary number, then you could say everyone in the world is on one clock. You don't have to adjust, you don't have to change it, there's no shifting, but everyone in the world is then on one clock. And then based on your locality, a different number represents morning. So you could say, for me, 2 might represent morning, but for you, 7 might represent morning. For somebody else, 15 might be their morning. The words Brussels sprouts have the same initials as bullshite. And that's exactly what it tastes like. You don't even need numbers. It could be letters. It could be letters. That's my point. Because humans are designed to operate during daylight hours. I'm not saying that you would need to operate during any different hours. You would still wake up with the sunrise. You would still go to bed with the sunset. It's just the arbitrary number where the sun comes up. You could change that number to anything else. It's arbitrary. Just a rant to help ignore the Brussels sprouts. That's exactly what this is. Okay, they come left aligned, or this side aligned. Okay, so how do we do a thing with that? Is there any reason why this chest needs to be facing the way it is? It's just to make it clean, right? Yeah, let's go get a different chest. Let's go get some more chests. Yes, but time is still relative to your location on Earth's rotation. Yes. But what we choose to call the number or letter is arbitrary. The point in which Earth is an oblate spheroid, right? It's basically a slightly squished sphere. Who picked the line that is the new where day starts? How did 9 come to represent morning? Or 7 or whatever you want to call it. That's my point. You could change that. It's arbitrary. That we need to keep. Yeah, we'll save some of these. Time is arbitrary, 100%. Exactly. That doesn't matter, but because time is relative to your location on Earth, we need relative times. Because time is relative to your location on Earth, we need relative times. I agree, but those times don't have to be relative to everyone else on Earth as well. So if the US decided to say that when the sun comes up is 0, right? Then it's not arbitrary. When the sun comes up is 0, and when and every time the sun comes up, the previous day resets. So it's not arbitrary. It's still relative to my position. You could also say that when the sun goes down is 0. All of that is still relative to my position on Earth, and I would still be able to determine accurately what the position of the sun is. I would still be able to accurately predict the position of the sun, even if that number was called something else. I think we're arguing different points. I said I don't care what you call the morning hour, but you're trying to argue a universal time, which does not fix your problem. I'm not trying to argue anything. I'm just talking words. Think about flying. If you have an 8-hour flight with a +5 time zone change, you'll have been flying for 13 hours instead of just 8, according to a clock. That's insane. That is weird. Okay, so right now, what is what is it? UTC 0? What is that? It's 8:23, which would actually be 2023 UTC. Right? So if I were to refer to myself as saying, you know, we have the Brussels sprouts stream that starts in 2 hours, right? Give or take 2 hours. So if I were to say that it starts at 11, well, it'd actually be like 23. That would be much easier for everyone to relate to if everyone simply referred to their local time as UTC. We already have a universal time. It's what everybody else's time is based on. We just plus minus off of it. Like, the whole, and this is just a meme point. It's just a meme, it's just a joke. But the whole thing would just be to refer to all of your local times by UTC instead. Again, way too hot and bothered by this. It doesn't make any sense. The only thing that would change is what instead you saying work at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. has become whatever hour on universal time. The sun hasn't changed position. Exactly! But then being able to communicate with the rest of the world would be so much easier. Okay, look, again, look, we have international people in this stream, right? For them, I say that the Brussels sprout stream starts at 5 p.m. CST, right? Except for those international people, or for anyone that's not immediately in, like, the United States, really, even if you're in the United States, you have to do math to figure out when the hell that is. Whereas if I were to just say, oh, hey, it starts at 2300, using universal time, or, yeah, if I were to just say that it starts at 2300, everybody in the world would know when 2300 is. No math. I'll take a drink, but I'm not hot and bothered. I'm actually amused that people are so offended that arbitrary time zones could be arbitrarily changed. This seems wild to me. So for the purposes, the only, and nobody's even made the good argument yet, in my mind. The only argument that would be suitable against this, because everything else is completely arbitrary. It doesn't matter what your local time is. It doesn't matter what time you say the sun rises, because as soon as you say the sun rises at a specific point, then that's the point in which the sun rises. It's completely irrelevant. The only point that I think that you could make, and I'm going to tell you the answer here, is world markets. For someone somewhere out in the world, their market will overlap a day. And that'll be weird for their local market. And that's a good counter argument for a universal time. Because when there's gonna be like 10 time zones that have that happen, and whoever has that period where it crosses from 23 over into 0, it'll be awkward for them. But like calling the sunrise at 7, versus saying that the sun rises at 0, versus saying the sun rises at 12, versus the sun rising at, it's arbitrary. It doesn't matter. I'd hate to live in a spot where the sun rises at 6, however the universal time would be 19. Right, so you would just say that the sun rises at 19, and so you and I are having a conversation. We're from different parts of the world. You would, if you were interested in like my locality, you could ask me like, hey, when does the sun rise for you? Oh, the sun rises for me at this time. I don't need to memorize what Japan's time zone is. I would just like I think it's a great idea, X Kelly. Apparently you and I are the only ones that think so. And it makes more and more sense the more interconnected our society becomes. Movies and stories saying I woke up at 9 a.m. could sound really weird for some people and completely normal for others. True. However, that would disappear with a generation. Stuff like that goes away all the time. That chest is just gonna get added into the system. Oh, and there it is. Kind of convenient. Now I wonder, what's like on the other side of this wall? Oh, that's just the base. Okay, so whatever we do for item destruction, it needs to happen inside this little cubby. Nims, how dare you forget about me? I agree with you too. Oh, okay. Yes, Gareth, Kelly, and I will start referring to everything by the universal time code, and we'll refer to it in military time. It makes so much sense in like a world, because again, right now, here's the direct example. Instead of me saying Brussels sprout stream starts at 5 p.m. Central Time, I would be able to just say Brussels sprout stream starts at 23. And that's it. That's it. Everyone in the world would know when 23 is. It's in, an hour and a half. No math, no knowing time zones. You don't need to know your own time zone. You don't need to know their time zones. See, actually, rather than putting in CST, if I wanted to be a good person, I would look up, what time it is in Kansas City right now, in Central, and then it's not even CST, it's CDT, which is ridiculous. I live here and I even got it wrong. It's CDT because we're in daylight time. But instead of doing CDT, what I should be doing is, I should do, -6 or whatever the hell we are, or something. That's what I should put there. I shouldn't even put CST or CDT because I got it wrong. And I don't even know if we're -6 right now because of daylight savings. What time zone am I in? Oh, I'm not even -6, I'm -5. See, this is what I should do. GMT -5. That would be the most approachable way that I could communicate my time for a worldwide audience, right? However, wouldn't it make way more sense if we all just used GMT and I could just be like Brussels sprout stream at 10 or at, 22? If we were all just if we were all on the same clock, I could just say, hey, Brussels sprout stream at 22. No additional math required. But if I tell you, why are you streaming at 23? That's the middle of the night. But for me, it wouldn't be. I don't think that you understand, Eyebrows. The only thing that I think local time makes sense for is markets. And it's worldwide markets. Well, no, rephrase. It is just markets. Because if your market happened where it then overlapped with the change of day, so where it rolls from 2359 into 000, then that might do weird things to your accounting. Outside of that, I think that there's no other reason why not to. We go to Stardate? Yeah! I mean, but that's what Stardate would be, right? Once interplanetary travel becomes normal, we'll have to switch to a universal time. GMT -5, I understand so much better than CST, and that's my whole argument. Because imagine if you didn't even need to do the math. Because right now, you're doing the math to know, okay, he is GMT -5, so let's add 5, and now it's 10 p.m., and I'm GMT minus, or +3. So now I know it'll be at 1 a.m. my local time, right? Or we could just get rid of all of that and all refer to the time the same instead of referring to time as local. You underestimate humanity's stubbornness to cling to antiquated system. I mean, right. What, wouldn't certain planets mess that up? What is it like? What is it? Is it Venus? A day is longer than their year. Specifically, a rotation around its axis takes longer than a rotation around the sun. I don't remember if that's Venus or a different planet. But like, yeah, let's say that we terraform Venus and humanity is living there. Probably in hell, I don't even think that we technically need to terraform it. We just live in cloud cities, right? How do you keep time on that planet? And then how do you communicate the time? That's just, Once people adjusted to the different local time, to GMT or CST or whatever, it would be the new normal. So no one would say it's strange to stream at 23 or to wake up. There wouldn't be a 26, Gareth, because it'd still be a 24-hour stream or a 24-hour day, just like military time. But yes, I agree with your point. But you seem to look at them as people disagreeing with you, which I don't understand. What do you mean? It's just a conversation. I don't... the people agreeing with me, there's no conversation because we're in agreement. It's like, yes, do you want to go get ice cream? Yes, I want to go get ice cream. No debate, conversation's over, we're going to get some ice cream. But for the people that have different thoughts, it's interesting to probe their brain and understand where they come from. That's Mercury? Okay, it wasn't Venus, it's Mercury. Cool. So if a day is measured through the cycle of the sun, then local times just monitor the sun cycle for them. I don't understand that statement. Who said the day being 24 hours long? Why can't a day be 10 hours long with more minutes per hour? It's arbitrary. It's all arbitrary. Again, the only thing that would be a problem. Okay, so counterpoint. I'm gonna provide the counterpoint. Gareth, Kelly, help me out here. How would you handle a business day where their day overlapped the universal date line? So specifically, let's say their business day started at 19 and ended at what would that be? Like 8 hours later. So 19, that would be 4. So let's say that their business day went from 19 until 4. Wouldn't that, how would you track the business done that day? Would you track it on the calendar date where the 19 occurred? Or would you track it on as like an overlap? Like half of our business took place on the 19th, half of it took place on half of it took place on the 19 hour, half of it took place on the 4 hour. I thought I missed the sprouts until I saw the title. Yeah, no, this is pre-Brussels sprouts. It's all good. I think I pull this water out. So now, how do we get the cactus in here that still causes... I can't go down there. Nope, it's just not gonna happen. Just think about your fiscal years and how arbitrary they are. For that I agree, but only to a point. You need a way of record keeping. Sand on chest with cactus next to hopper. Sand on chest. But then that puts the sand too high. I mean, we could just lift this up higher. We've got plenty of vertical space. I don't have any hoppers in my inventory. We could lift this up one more block. Put the hopper facing down instead of the hopper facing forward. That makes sense to me. Wait, I had redstone in my inventory, which had 64 hoppers inside of it. I'm so dumb. I was meaning that it's sort of like you were saying about days. They just say it is, and it is. I love how much progress the stream has had. Yo, we've got 2 overflow systems built today. Don't even play. We got one here and one on the other side. Remove the stair and put it right there. I mean, but there's not. Then I would have to take the hopper all the way around. While that would work, that then adds in like 3 hoppers. And isn't that more lag as well? Don't we want to minimize the number of hoppers? What do you have to move the hopper? Let me get back up in there first. Why do I have to move the hopper? In order to get the cactus to fit, because they have so much height requirement, we need a block to place the sand on, and then the sand itself, and then cactus above that. And that cactus needs to be aligned with the water stream. And all of that means that, so I think what we could do is something like this, into the cactus right here, into a hopper, something like that, and then we take the packed ice, and we do this. Does that make sense now? So this is why we needed to move the hopper. Is so that way the cactus would be in the correct alignment. Yeah. All tile entities create lag. Chest hoppers, iron frames, armor stands, furnaces, all of them. Exactly. So the fewer hoppers we use, the better. Why do you need more hoppers? I thought I saw a solution that didn't require any. Oh. Maybe I didn't see it. Hopper into the back. I mean, if the hopper goes into the back, there's just not space, because I can't put the cactus up near either of these walls, because then we have to punch through the wall because of how the cactus hitbox works. It doesn't like to be placed next to anything. You could do the fire trick with it sucking the item before it catches on fire, but that uses a hopper minecart, and I don't want to have to do that. The only reason we did it over there is because there just wasn't space for a traditional destruction system. I've got 3 blocks of space here, which is more than enough to get a cactus in. I've got, yeah. So did I miss something though? It doesn't, I mean, I'm looking at it and I don't think I did. I need to do some homework before class. I probably won't be on the rest of the night unless you go pretty late. Oh, that sucks, man. Well, I hope that your homework's a lot easier than you expected, and then you'll be able to join us for the Brussels sprout stream. That makes sense to me, though. About to be full. Okay, so what do we do on the other side? We flip the chest to be sideways. So let me see. Eyebrows before, oh, I guess you do have homework. So how could we get a cactus in here? I mean, I just don't think it's possible. The only spot that I might see it is you let the water slide across the top of the chest and then over the side, but then you have to punch through the wall right here. And this wall is actually a retaining wall into the rest of the base. Or like an aesthetic wall, not retaining wall, aesthetic. Put lava on top of the chest. I don't think tile entities can catch fire. So you're saying just lava right there. And then surround it with non-flammable blocks. I don't like that. That sounds... I'm also trying to keep my sound effects to a minimum because a lot of people have asked about and complained about my captions. And so if we have lava gurgling all the time, I really don't want that either. I think lava is the best bet. I mean, we already did it though. We did it with cactus just over here. So I've just got to repeat that on this side. Whoa! It might do that for forever, actually. Either repeat the cactus setup from the other side or lava. Okay, I think I'll repeat the cactus setup then. If those are my options. You have to shift everything around for cactus? Only a little bit, right? Ugh. I think that, I mean, this is still some pretty interesting learning experiences for me. How important it is to, no, that's not what we wanted. Have proper item destruction. And it's kind of floating sand. I don't know if that might be a problem in the future. Meow. Technically, it's a little nicer to make it a stair because then I could still open the double chest that's under it. Not that I can see that double chest anyway. Maybe I can from the bottom. I have no idea. Nope, this can't get filled in yet. I always like the trapdoor pipeline of water streams. I mean, what makes that? I don't understand how that would be different than just regular water streams. Why do you use captions? In case somebody sneaks up on me. Yeah, that's exactly it. No, the reason I use captions is because they allow for much better awareness, especially while mining. So while mining, you're really looking for, especially whenever you're lighting up other cave systems, you need to find, or whenever you're trying to light up all of your dark caves in order to make a dark room mob farm better. There we go, that was the wording. Whenever you're trying to find caves to light them up to make your darkroom mob farm better, you can't always just stumble across every single dark cave that exists. Having the caption system turned on allows you to a much easier time. It's easy to use the caption system to find whatever it is that you can hear. And because it's easier to find, you can then light up caves better, you find mobs better, all of the other stuff. It's just aesthetically pleasing. So you're talking about making a tube, except instead of solid blocks, you use a bunch of trap doors, and then it looks like a proper tube. Huh. That is kind of neat. That would be really cool. I kind of wish we would have done that. I never even considered it.
suggested it to you the first time you made a water pipeline? Oh, well. Apparently I just... no memory of it. Okay. So now we've got item destruction via cactus on potatoes, carrots, melon, pumpkin, iron. Yeah, look at that. Get destroyed. Potatoes, carrots, melon, pumpkin, iron. We don't have an overflow system for honey, I believe. I've tried to live a bag, heavy bag broke her nail. Wait, yes we do. Yes we do, because the honey gets added in. It's brought over right through here. It gets dropped in at this point, and then it goes around, and then it would get added into the honey system here, but if that's full, fire. So yeah. Ooh, bad enough to bleed. Ugh, gross. I didn't need to know that part. I hate it when nails bleed. Ugh. Because it's just like raw nerve exposed. Ooh, God, I hate it. We don't need an overflow for any of these. Wait, no, the poppies. The poppies are just chilling until they despawn. It's like the last spot that I think that we have gross overflow. I don't remember this system well enough to know where the poppies even are. See, I don't even know what this does. Oh, God. So there's the poppies. The poppies are added here. Because of this hopper. But what's that hopper fed by? Oh, I see it. That hopper is being fed by this hopper. Well, that's clearly not supposed to be there. So then the poppies, so this system's a little low. So we're totally full of melons and pumpkins. And so then they're getting shipped out to their correct farms. Maybe you should add signs? No, that defeats the purpose! Signs, at least at one point in Minecraft's history, were the worst contributor to lag because they never stopped rendering themselves. So you could be like on the other sides of walls, blocks away, and nah, the sign's still rendering. Even though you can't see it, it's still rendering, which made it so bad. Nims uses a resource pack to tell him which way hoppers are facing, then proceeds to either cover up or not see the markings on any of the hoppers. I mean, I can see the tail on this one, and then I can infer what's happening here. So clearly we're coming from underground. We're lifting up a bubble elevator here, and then we're moving forward and dropping the poppies into this hopper. then because we have a hopper immediately under it, this one takes priority. So then the poppies get placed in the chest. But then if the poppy chest is full, then the hopper starts backing up, which backs up another hopper, and then this hopper backs up all the way up until this hopper. And then once this hopper becomes active, so this hopper is stalled and this hopper is now active, it then places the poppies into a composter, which then adds them into the bone meal line for the tree farm. Did I just get an experience orb? Dude, I'm actually grabbing the experience. Look at that, it's tracking me. Signs have been fine for a while. Okay. I just remember like Etho, like a couple years ago, he built a bunch of signs behind a wall, and it was the worst lag I've ever seen. Nims, why not make a storage system underground under all the farms? I really want the base to be like one level. I don't want it to be, and if we do have multiple levels, then I want them to feel very fast and easy to move through. I imagine at some point we'll have more than one level, but that's not this day. We would have to, basically, everywhere that we would have, I would just want a billion different lifting spots. Like a bunch of different bubble elevators to go up, and just a bunch of different fall locations to come down. Hot take, I miss piston elevators. I do, but only to a point. There were some neat redstone ingenuity that went into them. I really thought that, like, I saw proper piston elevators. Those are the coolest thing. I remember the first time I saw a flying, it would have been like a flying machine that went up and down only, and then it had parking stations, so on the ground level, and then like 150 blocks up into the air, where it's 2 parking spots, and then you could push a button to call the elevator. I know how you push a button to call the elevator from bottom to up, but I don't know how to push a button to call the elevator from top to bottom. Wirelessly, that is. Asking out of total ignorance, wouldn't flowing water transporting items cause more lag than hopper due to animation? I have no idea. I actually have no idea. I'm assuming that it doesn't because of how much I know hoppers create lag. I'm like, if I could reduce the number of these hoppers, I would. There might even be an argument that says to get rid of these, I don't know, 10 hoppers. X Kelly answers the question saying, hoppers have so much logic attached to them as well as being a container. Too much lag. So what I know about hoppers is they do their update 20 times a second. So the number of times that a hopper checks for an item above it is 20 times in a second. So each one of these each one of these hoppers that has nothing above it checks to see if there's an item above it 20 times per 1 second. It's a lot of calculations that get done. Additionally, they do a check to move the item into a container next to them. Something like, what is it? It's 2.5 times a second. It's 1 redstone tick, I believe. I'm not as sure as my numbers on that one. But still, they're doing a check 20 times a second to see if there's an item above them, and then they're doing a check into the next container, something like 2.5 times a second to place an item into that container. All of that comes together to be an insane amount of logic. Honestly, why do people use magma water columns? You just get hurt once you reach the bottom, plus falling into water is way faster. Exactly. A trick is not to fall into water, but place the water immediately above where you're falling. So, do I have anything that can levitate water? I can float it? I don't think so. So the trick isn't to place water at the bottom. The trick is to place water 2 blocks up from the bottom, because that then resets your fall speed, and then you only fall 2 blocks, and it takes no time. So here, let me show you. What's the easiest way to build this? Probably out of sand, so that way we could quick destroy it. Come on. Elytra, please stop. I'm just doing this out of sand because it's going to be faster. Okay. I'm dumb. Alright, so we have this water. And actually, it doesn't even need to be that high. Let's move this a little bit. Like that. Boom. Okay. So now I'm just gonna go a billion blocks straight up in the air, basically until I run out of sand. No, there's no faster way of doing this. Okay, so normally you would want to just fall off into some water, but then whenever you fall off into the water, you then spend this time jumping out of the water, and it takes you a full second before you're ready to go, right? Now let's see if I can land on a single block with an elytra. Oh! Oh, this doesn't work. Ah. Is this even possible? This isn't gonna work, Nibs. No, I believe. It's because, like, whenever you have momentum and you throw an ender pearl, the momentum of the ender pearl is different. Oh, I got it, and then I bounced off. Oh, I thought we had it that time. Just approach the block slowly. This makes no sense. Okay, here's a thought. Would have been faster just to build the tower again. Oh! Oh my god. Am I really struggling just to land on top of my mob farm? Wasting rockets too? You act like we don't have sugarcane and gunpowder farms. I swear this is worth it. God, I'm pulling back too soon. I feel like my desk isn't big enough for the amount of spinning I need to do. Now just get more sand, admit defeat. Fine. Okay, it's now 2 by 1. Okay. And you call yourself a professional. Yo, this is hard. And now it's double embarrassing? Wait, why is it double embarrassing? I got 2 blocks down. That's impressive. Oh! I have 2 rockets left. Well, I'm not gonna make that. Hopefully we make this. Okay. So normally, when you jump down some sort of you don't want to jump into water. You want to jump into levitated water. And this is why. So if you go down into levitated water, it breaks your fall, and then you just get to walk out. There's no, like, weird climbing out of water at the bottom that you need to do. There's none of it. None of it. And, like, you saw how clean that was. Oh, hey, I guess I should. I did the same thing twice. So satisfying. So that's definitely, if you're trying to get down very quickly, you don't jump into water, you jump through water. We're almost out of fireworks. Let's see. What do we do? Didn't we set up a fire here? Yeah. There's there's netherrack. So I have to assume that that's being destroyed. I remember setting that up. Did we set up any sort of destruction for sugarcane? It's not there yet. That's a problem. How did sugarcane get in there? What? What? Nims, I have a challenge for you. Make a furnace minecart be useful. Thinking emoji. How did that happen? The only way I can see. A sugarcane would have had to have grown while the farm was in its extension, had gotten pulled back by one of these. It doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't be possible. I said meaningful, not useful. I don't understand what the difference between meaningful and useful is. Before powered rails? Nah, before powered rails you had I don't remember what they were called, but they were like infinite speed boosters. You have two minecarts launch at exactly the same time, and then they impart their momentum on each other, and it gives you like infinite momentum. You didn't need powered rails back then. How could that have happened? I don't know, somebody with too much coal and not enough gold. That's it. That's literally, but even then. Some sort of personal power, like personal goal for a world. Doesn't make any sense. Just like old school repeaters are still possible. They just aren't useful. I mean, yep. That doesn't happen if it doesn't break. Okay, so we've got an item overflow on iron, pumpkins, melons. Still, the only thing is poppies. So let's revisit this. They're just sitting above that chest, and they're not... We could get rid of the whole system that tries to convert them into bone meal. Because 99% of our bone meal is coming from the melon and pumpkin farm. Oh. What? This should be waterlogged. Or not waterlogged, but there should be water immediately above that hopper. Oh, it's such an infrequent occurrence. How much will it actually matter? I don't know. And then we also need an overflow on sugarcane. I guess let's do that one first. This one should be pretty standard, pretty comparable to the ones that we've already done. And I don't know if my world feels less laggy. I mean, look at our frame rate, 89, 91. That's a lot better than what it used to be. Now, it was the worst standing over here and looking this way. It would dip into the 50s. Dude, absolutely our world is smoother. You can still see the spikes caused from the pistons. We gotta figure out what to do about that. It used to be just the act, and I'm getting out my water bottle, just the act of looking in this direction would drop us into the sub-50s. And now we're up into the mid-60s, peaking into the 70s. It's a lot better than what it used to be. Water bottle's on the right side. Ooh. I felt some. I think there's anything... I think you should add redstone lamps to the mob farms to be able to turn them off. It's not that simple. For the skeleton farm it would be, but for the darkroom mob farm, I would only be able to add redstone onto the front and sides of it. I can't really add it onto the back because that's where we already have the mechanical side for the flying machines. Additionally, because it could only go onto the front and sides, it can't go into the roof, or because it's a 3-layered design, and you've got flying machines in there, which means sticky pistons, and sticky pistons stick to they stick to redstone lamps. Oh, I didn't mean to bounce off of it. But for the skeleton farm, we absolutely could. Dude, this one's gonna be the easiest upgrade of my life. Okay, maybe it's not that easy. I thought that I could just put it there, but then that wouldn't work. It should still be ridiculously easy, though. This guy is going to spin directions. It's fine, that hopper, we can get him back. Flip. We spin that into here. And I think that's it. If we still wanted to be able to access this chest. Zach Bell. Dude, so many people got gifted subs. We got like, I don't know. What do you think, Trevor? I'm like 70 gifted subs last week? Something like that? No, it had to be more. Like 100 gifted subs last week. Okay, so then that feeds there, and then there's still a hopper out of him that feeds. Cool. Why wasn't it that easy for all the other farms? Let's just spin the top chest and then add. I really feel like water should plop cactuses. It just makes sense. I mean, I agree with you, but why didn't that work for the Iron Golem overflow? Oh, come on. Okay. We'll just teleport then. Being too difficult. Admittedly, one of those times was my own difficulty. We go sideways into a chest, and then it's a 3-wide section. I love how this is hardcore and Nims just slams into everything full speed. What else would you expect from me? This is not a 3-wide design. It couldn't be because of that. Okay, that makes sense why we did what we did then. Alternatively, couldn't I have taken this up another block? Well, we just lost a piece of granite. And then wouldn't have that have fixed my weird issue here on the front? Do you have anything interesting in the Nether? No. I have very specifically tried to avoid building in the Nether because once 1.16 comes out, I'm going to delete my Nether and reform it. So that way I can explore all the new biomes and mechanics. Yo, I was watching Joe Bam's stream earlier today, doing some market research. I said exactly one thing in his chat room today. And I was like, he was talking about barbecue and how disgusting, I don't know, shredded chicken was or something like that, because 90% of the time shredded chicken turns out to be just dry and disgusting. He was talking about that. Were you there for that part? Well, I was there for that part. Good talk, Spencer like grass. I was there for that part, and he was talking about how disgusting shredded chicken was. And he was talking about how, like, you make shredded chicken barbecue a different way. And I was like, oh, you gotta come to Kansas City. We got the best barbecue. That was literally the only thing I said in this chat all day. Okay, so I wanna see if this can be remade in our original aesthetic. No. I was like, why isn't this working? Because we flooded our base. Because we're idiots. I wish I could say that this is the first time I've done this. But sadly, it's not. Anything super detrimental get destroyed down here? Ah, actually. And I'm pretty sure that was my exact same reaction last time I did this. I wasn't in his stream today at all. Oh, okay. I did watch most of his Care Bear stream though. I did not see that one. I don't really watch John. His music kind of, you know, I don't want to bash his stream at all. It's just not for me. Like his music specifically. If he had like a slightly more chill stream, but that's not him. He's a very wild and in your face kind of. He's got like a touch of insanity about him, and I mean that in like the most loving way possible. And I think that makes for a very good, interesting stream. But for me, that's not all the time. But I, as another Minecrafter, and as another streamer, I really respect what he does. No, I'm an idiot. Had custom nether trees of obsidian and glowstone, temples guarded by wither skeletons, lava oceans, and netherite islands instead of tunneling through netherite everywhere. Well, netherite's a new block. I don't know what you're referring to. Names are wild and in our face whenever we say steak is better than carrots. That's because it's not true!
Asterisk. It's not true for hardcore Minecraft.
Welcome back, Emily. Yo, there was such an easier way I could have done this. That's why I say sometimes I'm a big dumb idiot. I mean, technically we now have sand floating on top of a redstone component, which is a bit odd. You think that's ever gonna come back to bite us? Netherrack, sorry. Okay. That makes way more sense now.
Is that really? This is so much less complicated than I did before. I want more ASMR. Yo, hit me up after the stream, baby. QC 3.14. How many times have you fallen off this silo? More than I could count. Oh, disgusting. I just picked up more iron. Okay. Yeah, get deleted. Okay, we have our original aesthetic back. Can you show me your Ender Pearl farm after this one? Oh, sure, dude. Where's my rockets? So I actually don't make an Ender Pearl farm. So we're talking about John, and you're familiar with his stream. So his concept is that he needs everything to be at like 1,000,000,000% efficiency. Because he wants there to be no time spent off camera, which is kind of a cool concept for a stream world. So it forces him to build like I don't know, like 1,000,000,000 efficiency percentages of everything. So with me, I wanted to try to build a thing that was 1,000,000 different farms all working together in unison, and that was my original concept. And before I show you the world specifically, I'll show you what Warfrick, one of my viewers, made for me. So this is a diagram of how my world, it's not how it's laid out, but it's how it functions. So you can see, and this is now a couple of streams old, so you can see how we've got like the Iron Golem farm, which feeds iron into bulk storage, which overflows into item destruction. This needs to be updated because then we're going to trade that iron against villagers to be able to get diamond tools and diamond gear. But then we take the poppies and put them into bulk poppy storage, which then go into a composter, which then goes into a tree farm, and we have...
Great heroes can be found
Great
even here,
hero!
in the mud
Space
and
Lamp
rain.
6, my dude! Tier 1, 23 months, almost 2 years. How are your streams going, man? I stop by every now and then. You have beautiful skin? Thanks, man. Okay, so anyway, all of this comes together, and it all overlaps, and there's a bunch of different farms that are designed to be working all interconnectedly, and you can see that we have a Darkroom mob farm here. And, well, actually, before we close out of that, let me pull it back up one more time. A lot of this is centered, and you can't really see how it's centered from this diagram, but it's centered on the AFK skeleton farm, because that's the only thing in our world that has a specific physical location, a skeleton spawner. Everything else grows from this skeleton spawner here. And I'll then give you context for all of that in the real world. Do you ever build for aesthetic? Trying to make things look pretty, or is that not your thing? You're telling me this isn't pretty? I put my heart and soul into this. You're telling me this isn't pretty? Okay, so underneath, I feel like every time we talk about it, I feel like I'm talking about like some nuclear disaster that we had to just cover up. Underneath this cobblestone slab, there is a skeleton spawner. That skeleton spawner that skeleton spawner feeds through a series of tubes a bunch of skeletons into the center of this room here. Because the wolves, and look at all that experience, because the wolves are owned by the player, when the skeletons die to the wolves, the skeletons drop experience and all of their rare drops. This room is very precisely placed to cause the skeleton spawner to be active, to allow the experience to track to the player, blah, 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 blah. But of course, it's not going to be the highest rate. So skeleton spawner is just not the highest rate of experience possible. But what it is good at is giving you a constant, steady flow of experience. Well, what takes advantage of a constant, steady flow of things? Well, that's AFK farms. So we've then built an AFK tree farm, an AFK fishing farm, AFK jack-o'-lantern carver, netherwort farm, cobblestone farm, concrete converter, and nano farm, all feeding off of this experience skeleton grinder. Well, if we know then that we're going to be spending a lot of time in that room AFK, we should build all of the rest of our world centered around that AFK room. And I'm leading into your Ender Pearls Trust. So the AFK room is basically here. I can land on top of it. It's right here. I'm basically standing, this tube here is the center of the AFK room. So this AFK room is roughly centered in my world. You can look for the tube and see it. See, there's the center. And so then everything else branches out from that point. And you can see that we have, this is an iron golem farm, a melon pumpkin farm. You can see the tree farm, which is the white there. Then I have a dark room mob farm here, a bunch of other farms over there were not really relevant to your question. So if we know that we're then going to be AFK inside of that AFK room for long periods of time, we've then positioned our dark room mob farm, which is right here. We've positioned our dark room mob farm, which is, I'm now standing on it, in a way that it is perfectly positioned to spawn monsters while I'm in that AFK room, to spawn Endermen while I'm in that AFK room, and you can hear the pistons firing, so we're not using water, we're not using like mob pathing tactics, it's just flying machines going left and right, kind of alternating. Maybe I could punch a hole in this somewhere and give you a peek. My creeper almost exploded. Oh, it looks like one of my tracks are busted. Well, that's something I should take a look at. Somewhere in here. Ugh. Well, I need to come in here at some point to fix it. Well, that's one way to come in here to fix it. Anyway. Oh, great. A second creeper explosion. It didn't hit any of my redstone. And I can see the issue. We have a piston that's both extended and not extended. Which just isn't a state that pistons can normally get in. Anybody know how to prevent that from happening? So anyway, because this is a 3 tall area, mobs can, or Endermen can spawn in here. And then because Endermen can spawn in here, we can just let these off the edge. We can just sweep them down into this hole. I've been meaning to take a look at this. Yeah, nailed the Nims, thanks. Okay, so one of them's working for sure. 20 minutes to Brussels sprouts. It's a rough time. It's a rough time. I'm gonna finish this stream too, or in the stream, then go prep for the Brussels sprouts. You guys won't even need to leave the chat. How come you don't play on Hermitcraft on stream? I'm not on Hermitcraft. If I could not lose my voice, that would be great. I'm not on Hermitcraft. I know quite a few of the guys over there. There's a point in my life where I probably could have flexed. See, and this one isn't working either. In the exact same way. How does that happen? Anybody know? So we only were operating at 1/3 rates. Anyway, there was a point in my life where maybe I could have flexed like some sort of knowledge or some sort of in to get on Hermitcraft. It's just not the it's not the place for me. I think I have too much of a confrontational nature to fit in on like a community server like that. If I'm just being honest with myself, I get really frustrated whenever I see people doing things in the Minecraft community that are disingenuous to the viewers. And I don't know if I'd be able to hold my tongue whenever certain people start just spamming out the most clickbaity nonsense just for the purpose of making money. And it's like, yes, I understand that we all need to make dollars from this Minecraft YouTube experiment thing, but don't do it by being a liar. And whenever I see people stretching the truth and stretching the truth a lot, that irks me to no end. Anyway, how does this get fixed? How do we fix this? Again, Spencer, I know a lot of the guys there. Like, some of them in passing, admittedly, and some of them I'm like, I've hung out with for countless hours. There's just like a... I don't know how to say it nicely. The people of Hermitcraft are people. They aren't celebrity. So because of that, they make mistakes, and they've done poopy things. And I would describe my experience with some of the Hermitcrafters as being poopy experiences. And because of that, I have no interest in being there. Whether it be poopy things directly to me, or just poopy things as part of their brand in general. Break a piston, then replace it. Yeah, but like, that doesn't prevent this from happening again in the future. Because I mean, you can clearly see the issue, is it's both retracted and powered simultaneously. 116 fixes it, nothing else fixes it. So this is just a thing I've got to sadly live with for a minute then. I don't even know if I can get this one in here correctly. I don't even know if I can destroy this now. No, I meant to hit my torches. It was just in my torch slot. I'm gonna do all of that again. So I don't want it to be able to get placed here. Or there.
And so 116 will fix that, you're saying? Well, I didn't mean I don't like your streams because you're not on Hermitcraft. I'm just surprised that you weren't. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you very much. I took absolutely no offense to it. None at all. Maybe I should have done this at the end. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this one's still working. But this one isn't. In the exact same way. It's broken in the exact same way. So we're gonna fix it in exactly the same way. Super dark. Okay, cool. And then... Come on, let me select the slime. Let's start with the glass on the outside. And there it goes. So we've got it fixed. Okay, well, I'd been meaning to do that anyway. It was deliberate, chat room. It was deliberate. Okay. So because those layers are 3 blocks tall, Enderman can spawn. And because Enderman can spawn, we knock them down with our flying machine, and then, you know, they die on this platform, dropping their ender pearls. That's where all of our ender pearls comes from. It's not the greatest supply ever. I mean, I haven't AFK'd here in a long time. But, you know, it's clearly more than enough to keep a single player world going. Even without AFK. So, those flying machines constantly going could be part of the lag too, so you could turn off the farm by turning off the clock that runs the flying machines. You're right, but then I would still get 3 layers worth of entities to spawn, and I really don't want to shut it off because I want the witches to be spawning with redstone. I want the ender pearls from the endermen. I really don't want to shut it off. And so I'm not interested in shutting things off. I'm just interested in making them more lag friendly. Happens to my machine sometimes too when I look on the server. I wonder if there's a way that I could like watch for that happening. Like, could I set some sort of observer on the front and then say, hey, if you don't observe the passing of the, I don't know, the glass block, because we saw the glass block is on the beginning. If you don't see the passing of the glass block, if you don't update every, say, 30 seconds or something like that, then throw some warning light indicating that you're broken somehow. I wonder if we could do that. Push into your own mob farm kill zone? It wouldn't have killed me. It's not particularly dangerous. It's just some magma blocks. Just some magma blocks, that's all it is. And then a sufficient drop. Hot take, single player playthrough needs only a stack of diamonds max. Even to me, that sounds excessive. So I bet you'll get even more ender pearls now that the farm's working correctly. Yeah. I wish I knew what caused that bug so I could fix it. Maybe there isn't a fix. Maybe it is literally just wait till 116. But yeah. This is going to be the end of the stream. Here, I'm gonna say we'll be right back. It's gonna be the end of the stream, but not really. My phone is fully charged. I'm gonna be streaming from my phone, so be aware that there might be some bugs, there might be some blahs, there might be some problems because I'm streaming with my phone. What is my starting stream soon? Hang on. I wanna try something real quick. I'm gonna get a sheet of paper. Where's my paper? Okay, I found a sheet of paper. Haha. Okay, do I have a Sharpie? Do I have a Sharpie? My chair's so squeaky. Yeah, I have silver Sharpies. Do I have a black Sharpie? Yeah, I have a black Sharpie. Okay, lit. Okay. I'm just gonna freehand this. Okay. Okay, stream is starting, and then we gotta put a, let's see, in smaller font. Hang on, do I have a smaller Sharpie? Oh, I do, lit. Okay. Follow for updates. Okay. You're gonna see this in like literally 10 minutes. Hang on, chat room. Just work with me here. Okay, so we go. Okay, cool. Lit. And then I meant to do this earlier today, but it's good. Okay. Okay. That's a little lopsided, but that's all right. And then, let's see. Let's try my hand at drawing the... Okay, hang on. So we gotta get... Okay. Okay, that's great. This Sharpie's dead. And it's a trash can. Piece of garbage. Let's try the next Sharpie. Oh, this one's significantly more alive. Okay, good. And oh god, I've never had to draw the Twitter bird. Oh god, it's gonna look so dumb. This is the dumbest Twitter bird. Okay, it's good. Then okay, beautiful. And then the Patreon logo. That's not a very good circle. Okay. Oh god, this is not a very good Patreon logo. You get it. It's good. // Okay, cool. All right, chat room. We're gonna be right back. You guys are wonderful. I'm gonna set up the stream on my phone. Oh, hey. I almost forgot something. On the Nims TV, I forgot the V. It's just Nims T. Okay, there's the TV. Got it. That was almost a BDI moment. Okay, 50 hydrates now? No way. I see 2 hydrates. Cheers. You guys are wonderful. I'm gonna end the stream. We'll be back up, I would guess, about 10 minutes, but no longer than, say, 20 minutes. Sounds good? Okay. I'll be back.
10 to 20 minutes. See you guys soon.